Harrison County High School basketball. I'm Jim Swentford coming to you from Monticello Heights Gymnasium, where tonight the Breds will be taking on the Greyhounds of Paris High School on senior night. Just a few moments ago, the 8 senior ball players and 1 senior manager were honored for their many years of service to the Harrison County basketball program. Also, 2 cheerleaders and 2 members of the dance team were honored as well. So a big night here on the Hilltop, and thus a fairly big crowd for tonight's midweek game. After losing 4 starters off of last year's team that finished 17-14, the Greyhounds have struggled this season with consistency. Meanwhile, the Breds have won 4 of 5 ball games and seem to be on the track to getting ready for the postseason. With just 3 weeks left in that regular season, both teams are hoping to pick up a win tonight to get some late season momentum going. Right now, both teams have gone back to their respective locker rooms. We invite you to stay tuned as we'll come back and take a closer look at both the Greyhounds and the Thoroughbreds. You're listening to the Cynthiana Hardy's pregame show on WCYN Sports.
My great-great-grandfather opened a
Alrighty, back here on the Hilltop. We're about 7 minutes away from the introduction of the starting lineups. Paris will come into tonight's game with a record of 6-13. They're coached by Sean Ransom, who's in his second year as the head of the Greyhound program. In their last outing, the Greyhounds gave 13th-ranked Clark County a run for their money before falling 69-53. This year, Paris is led in scoring by superstar athlete senior Jakari Ransom at nearly 16 points a game. Ransom also a superstar on the football field as a wide receiver / linebacker on a team that finished last fall 10-2, but lost in the second round of the playoffs to the Sarah Spartans. The best shooter on this Greyhound team is junior Elijah Webb, who is making 51% of his field goal attempts. Much like Ransom, Webb, a fantastic football player as well. In fact, he was their leading receiver as far as wide receivers are concerned, with 39 catches for 555 yards. He also played on the defensive side of the ball as well, picking up 4 interceptions and 54 tackles. A multifaceted athlete on the field. He's the second leading rusher as well. In fact, he was second in rushing and first in receiving and had a team-leading 5 interceptions, so Elijah Webb couldn't hardly be stopped. 2 of the last 6 games that Paris will play in the regular season are against district opponents, as they'll play at Montgomery County on Friday night and then at Bourbon County next week. So they're still up in the air as to who they will play in the first round of the district tournament. That's the 40th district they play in, along with Montgomery, Clark, and Bourbon. Meanwhile, Harrison County, now 9-12, picked up a nice win over Tate's Creek last Saturday, 73-57. For the first time this year, I really felt that for the full 32 minutes, our guys were giving top effort. And they really needed it, because despite being 2-21, Tate's Creek had a nice ball club, but Harrison County was able to come out on top. Still a little bit of a work in progress, but getting closer. And it's going to happen when Harrison County hits its peak right about the time I think that district tournament starts, which is a good time for you to be hitting your stride. Well, Harrison County's return to the floor. We'll take another quick break and come back and give you the starting lineups of tonight's game between Harrison County and Paris. You're listening to the Cynthiana Hardy's pregame show on WCYN Sports. righty, back here on the hilltop. Let's take a look now at the starters for tonight's game. First for the Paris Greyhounds, as we said, 6-13 on the year. At a guard, a 5'9 senior, number 3, Monty Jackson. Jackson averaging 13.4 points per game. At another guard is a 5'9 senior, Cordray Patterson. Patterson is a 5'9 senior who's averaging 1.5 points a contest. At one of the forward positions is a 5'10 freshman, number 23, Dalen Fields. Fields averaging 5.1. And another forward is Paris' leading scorer this year at 15.7 points per game, Jakari Ransom. Ransom wears the number 5 and is a 5'10 senior. And at the other forward, a 6' junior, number 22, Elijah Webb. Webb averaging 13.4, just like Monty Jackson. So once again, for the Greyhounds, it'll be Jackson, Patterson, Fields, Ransom, and Webb. Paris this year on offense, averaging 55.5 points per game. On defense, having a little trouble, giving up 65.1 points per game. Now for the Harrison County Thoroughbreds, 9-12 on the year. At guard, a 6'2 senior, number 1, Caden Custard. Custard averaging a team-leading 23.4 points a game. At another guard is Mason Smiley. Smiley wears number 3. He's a 5'9 senior, and right now is averaging 10.6 points per game. A third guard is Elijah Harris. Elijah wears the number 13. He's a 5'9 senior and is second on the team in average at 14.5 points per game. Another guard getting his first start of the season, Damon LaRue. LaRue, a 6' senior who wears the number 2. He's averaging 2.4 points a game. And at the forward, a 6'3 senior, number 25, Braxton Grubb. Grubb averaging 6.1, so a quintet of seniors getting the start tonight here on senior night. Harrison County offensively averaging 67.7 points per game. Helps a lot when you score over 100 in 2 out of 3 games. On defense, giving up 62.7 points per game. On paper, Harrison County about a 12-point favorite to win this game, which would be their 10th of the year. As far as the overall series between these two schools, this will be the 126th meeting in boys basketball between Harrison County and Paris. Harrison County leads the overall series 80-45, including a record of 43-17 here on the hilltop. It's a series that began way back in December of 1950 when the Greyhounds came to town and went back home to Paris, the losers in a 48-29 game. Last year, the two teams got together over at Paris High School, with Harrison County winning 80-42. The last time the two teams played here on the hilltop was 2 years ago, a game Harrison County won handily as well, 70-41. So there's you a little bit of the history between these two schools. Well, right now, the Harrison County Air Force Junior ROTC is about to bring the colors onto the floor. After that, we'll have the national anthems. What we're going to do is take a listen to our Star Spangled Banner, after which we'll take a break and then come back for the tip-off of tonight's game between Harrison County and Paris. But right now, let's bring you our national anthem.
The colors are being presented by cadets from Harrison County High School Air Force Junior ROTC program. Carrying the U.S. flag and commanding is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Miles Brand. Carrying the Kentucky State flag is Cadet Master Sergeant Ferris Torres. And the guards are Cadet Airman First Class Sophie Simpson and Cadet Senior Airman Destiny Bell.
As one of only 5 hospitals
Back here on the hilltop, Harrison County and Paris about to take each other on. Well, the next time that the Thoroughbreds will take to the floor will be this coming Friday, when they'll be the back half of a girl-boy homecoming doubleheader here on the hilltop. So lots of activities going on Friday, starting with the Phillies game at 6 as they'll take on the Lady Cats of Pendleton County. As far as the Breds' other scheduled games over the next week or so, on Saturday, the Breds will head back down to Versailles to Woodford County High School. Second time in the last 2 weekends we played down there. Of course, obviously, we played Tate's Creek last week. This time, though, we'll take on the 18th ranked Woodford County Yellow Jackets. That game will begin at 5 o'clock. And then a week from tonight, we'll make a trip to Mount Sterling to take on the Indians of Montgomery County. So just like it's been the entire season, a challenging schedule coming up for the Thoroughbreds this coming week. Meanwhile, the Phillies, who lost last night up at Mason County 60-52, they'll be the front half of that homecoming doubleheader on Friday. Then on Saturday, they'll be hosting Fleming County here on the hilltop at 3:30. And on Tuesday, they will be hosting Augusta. We'll hopefully have both of those games for you here on probably our app on both Saturday and Tuesday. But getting back to basketball here on the hilltop, jumping center for Paris will be Elijah Webb. Across the midcourt stripe will be Caden Custard. As we're about to get this game underway, the 9-12 Thoroughbreds against the 6-13 Paris Greyhounds. The tap is up and controlled by the Thoroughbreds' Elijah Harris. Pass over to the far side and into the hands of Custard. Custard calls out the play. Now gets the ball to the near side to Smiley. In the corner finds Grubb. Grubb thought about the three but turned it down. Now gets back up top to LaRue. LaRue to the far sideline to Harris. He'll get it back between the circles to LaRue. Back to the left side to Harris. Now to the top of the key. Smiley for a three-pointer. Good. Give the assist to Harris while Mason Smiley gets the Knupplaw three-pointer. And Harrison County with the early 3-0 advantage. Here's a long three fired up, no good by Jakari Ransom. But chasing down the rebound was Monty Jackson. His three is no good either. And Caden Custard comes up with the rebound. In the front court, in the corner, he'll get the ball to Harris, who will get it back out top to Smiley. In the corner, LaRue for a three, good! Damon LaRue with a Knupplaw three-pointer. And Harrison County out on top, 6-0. 6:54 on the clock here in the first quarter. At the basketball racing is Ransom. His shot's no good. And Smiley this time gets the rebound. He'll bring it into the front court from the left elbow. Jump shot bounces high off the flange, no good. And Webb gets the rebound for his Greyhounds. And now as Webb gets close to the basket, he'll have his dribble back tapped away from behind. Inbounding the ball from his own baseline will be Fields, the freshman. He'll get it into the corner to Ransom. Ransom on the block to Patterson. Back up top, he'll get the ball to Fields. Fields in the corner to Elijah Webb, whose three is good. So the Paris Greyhounds on the board, still trailing 6-3, with 6:16 left to go in the first quarter. In the front court, Custard has it, gets it back up top to Smiley. In the corner, Custard fakes the three, moves inside the arc, 15-footer good. Breds coming out very efficient on offense. 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Harrison County leads 8-3. In the front court, Jackson with the basketball now. Goes to the left elbow, spins to the block, and is going to be fouled by Harris. Be a shooting foul, I would say. Sending Monty Jackson to the line. Jackson on the year is a 52%.
Yes, they said it was on the floor.
Oh, it looked like a shot to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, the officials are in charge. Ransom with the basketball, fires the three-pointer just off the mark. Bringing down the rebound, though, will be Patterson, who loses control. Loose ball picked up by the Breds. In the paint, Custard puts it up and good. Little teardrop shot that time by Caden. Puts Harrison County up 10-3. And
20.
Coach Ransom has seen quite enough.
I said 20-30.
He'll call a timeout, just a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here with 5 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And Harrison County leading 10-3. Well, they've been here for Farmers since 1916, and they're here for you now. Farm Credit Mid-America. Contact Mike Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit efarmcredit.com. Also want to send out congratulations to our girls wrestling team, who this past weekend won the Region 3 tournament up in Lexington. 11 of our 13 girls on the squad are going to state, and that's pretty remarkable.
That's awesome.
This coming Saturday, our boys will be involved in regional action. That will be at Frederick Douglass High School, so best of luck to our guys. Hopefully they'll have the same type of success that our girls did last weekend as far as getting people to state. All right, Paris with the basketball. Going down inside the arc is Webb. He'll get it into the hands of Jackson, who makes a running shot. Good.
Basket by Jackson.
Makes the score 10-5. Here's a long three. Good. Elijah Harris with the Knupplaw three-pointer for his first points of the night. And Harrison County gets back out on top by 8, 13-5. 4:51 left to go in the first quarter. With the basketball now, Jackson goes into the paint. A little looper is no good. Rebound batted around, and finally it's going to be caught by Jackson. But he was racing up the inline, so the turnover gives the ball back to the Thoroughbreds. Cynthiana Hardee's wants you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. They've got the best burgers in town. That's Hardee's in Cynthiana. Bringing the ball up the floor will be Smiley. Gets it to the far hash mark to Harris. Harris trying to get away from the defensive web. Gets it to the top of the key to Grubb. Now on the right side, he'll find LaRue. LaRue hands the ball to Smiley. Now between the circles, Grubb has it. Over to the left side to Harris. Harris in the paint. Dumps it off on the baseline to LaRue. His 12-footer's good. Ramon LaRue with 5 early points. And Harrison County up by 10, 15-5 as we hit the midway point of the first quarter. Justin Craycraft set to check in at the next dead ball. With the basketball across the timeline comes Jackson. Jackson races to the block, and we're going to have a traveling call. No, a foul. A charging foul on Monty Jackson.
Might have been using that arm, maybe.
That'll be his first. As we said, Craycraft entering the ball game, 6'9" senior, averaging 5.7 points a game. Bringing the ball up the floor now will be Harris. He'll get it into the hands of Custard, who will cross the timeline and gets to the far hash mark to LaRue. LaRue to the top of the key to Craycraft for a three-point try. Off the flange, no good. Long rebound comes all the way out to Ransom. In the front court, we're going to have a blocking foul called on LaRue. That'll be LaRue's first. If you're fed up, call Canup. Canup Law promises to treat you with care, respect, and dignity in whatever legal situation you're in. Visit them at canuplaw.com. Inbounds pass comes to Webb. He'll get it back into the hands of Jackson. Jackson steps inside the center circle. His team down 15-5. 3.5 left to go in the first quarter. Up top of the basketball now is Fields.
Nice
He'll put the shot blocked by Custard, and the rebound is going to be picked up by Smiley. Into the front court come the Thoroughbreds. Smiley to the left side to Harris. Harris back up top to Smiley for the long three. Air ball. Rebound is going to be chased down by Custard. Custard Gets it over to the left side to Smiley, and his pass is going to be knocked out of bounds by Ransom. Harrison County will maintain possession. The scoring has slowed down considerably since the early part of the game. Here's a pass. It's knocked away. First turnover of the night for Harrison County. Into the front court. The ball's bobbled and taken away by Harrison County. LaRue gives the ball to Custard, who goes to the basket and lays it in.
Basket by Custard.
Caden puts his team up 17-5. 2:45 left to go in this first quarter. Across the timeline comes Ransom. Ransom between the legs dribble, moves to the top of the key, now to the right elbow. Now looking for help, gets it into the hands of Webb. Webb goes down to the block, forces up a shot, no good. But there for the rebound is Patterson. His putback is no good. And this time, Craycraft will bring down the rock for Harrison County. In the front court, quickly come the Thoroughbreds. With the basketball now is Custard. Spins in the paint, fall away, 12-footer, bounces off. Craycraft, for a moment, had the rebound, but it's taken away from him. And here comes Paris into the front court. On the right side, long range is Jackson. He'll fire a three off the flange, and Custard gets the rebound for the Thoroughbreds. Quickly we go. Custard on the wing on the far side. His team up 17-5. Gets the ball to Smiley. Now to LaRue. LaRue puts the ball on his hip for a second. Now makes a move to the left elbow. Now in the paint, dishes it off, underhanded to Harris. Harris back to the center circle to Custer, now to the left side to LaRue. LaRue to Smiley. Smiley trapped on the baseline, kicks it back on the wing to LaRue. LaRue surveys the Paris defense, now fires a three over it, in and out. But Craycraft is there for the putback. Nice job that time by Justin for his first points of the game. And Harrison County now leads 19-5. 1:18 left to go in the first quarter. A successful first quarter for Harrison County. With the basketball, Ransom. Ransom at the right elbow, guns it into the corner. Now a three fired up by Webb is no good. And the long rebound is going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Greyhounds. Braxton Grubb coming in for Harrison County along with Jay Sean Lewis. Lewis, a 5'11 junior who's averaging 4.6 points per game. Also coming in for Paris, Damon Plenty. Plenty, a 6'1 senior, averaging 1.1. Also checking into the lineup, Quentin Rice. Rice, a 5'4 freshman who's averaging 1.6 points a game. From in front of the stable, Smiley inbounds the ball to Harris. Harris picked up in the backcourt by Jackson defensively. Crosses the midcourt stripe on the other side of the circle. Now a bounce pass to the hash mark to Lewis, up top to Craycraft. Craycraft in the paint, drops the ball, now picks it back up, and then it's stripped away from him again. With the basketball, Jackson in the front court, gets the ball to the new man Plenty, who walked but no call was made. Misses the shot, but there for the putback is Monty Jackson. Makes the score 19-7. And now with 30 seconds left to go on the clock here in the first quarter, we got a foul called, and it's going to be on Paris. It's going to be called on Plenty. That'll be Plenty's first personal foul. From his own baseline, Smiley will trigger the inbounds pass. Smiley looking, lobs it to the wing, and it's taken away on a really nice defensive play by Jackson.
Good outlet
all
pass
alone
there,
the other way and laying it up and in for his first points of the night will be Dalen Fields. Makes the score 19-9. Just 18 seconds left to go in the quarter. And now an errant pass is knocked out of bounds by Jackson. Harrison will have the ball with 15 seconds on the clock. In front of the Paris bench, Smiley will do the honors. Looking, gets the ball on the baseline to Lewis. Back on the wing, he'll find Smiley. Smiley to the far side to Harris. In the corner, Grubb fires a three. No good, a little long. Rebounds picked up by Lewis. Now with the basketball, shot put up, no good. And on the rebound that was picked up by Grubb, we're going to have a foul on Paris.
With 0.4 seconds on the clock.
It's going to be on Plenty, and that'll be Plenty's second personal foul. 0.4 seconds left on the clock. Just enough time to tap it in if we can do so. Smiley throws it away. So at the end of one quarter of play, your score, Harrison County 19, Paris 9. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. righty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County with a 19-9 lead. Harris, though, will have the ball to begin the second quarter. Jackson comes into the front court with it, goes inside the arc to the block, to the glass, rolls off the flange, and coming down with the rebound will be Custard. Custard, double teamed, lobs the ball inside to Craycraft. Craycraft being fouled, no call. There's your call. Misses the shot, but will go to the line for two as they were hugging Justin down low. Foul's going to be assessed to Quentin Rice. That'll be Rice's first foul. Craycraft's first trip to the line tonight on the year. Just a 43% free throw shooter. First free throw is on the way, and this one's perfect. Do that every time. Checking in the ball game for Paris, Elijah Webb returns to the floor. Harrison County takes a 20-9 lead on that first free throw by Craycraft. Also coming back in for the Greyhounds will be Cordray Patterson. Craycraft gets the ball from the official, and his second free throw is going to be good as well. Harrison County up by a dozen, 21-9. Quickly, Jackson into the front court. Dishes it in between the circles to Ransom. Ransom at the top of the key, fires a three-pointer, barely grazes the rim, and Grubb goes in there to get the rebound for Harrison County. In the front court on the far sideline, LaRue. LaRue goes baseline to the block, to the glass. His shot's no good, but he's fouled. And Damon, being aggressive on the baseline, will go to the line. Fouls on Fields. It'll be Dalen Fields' first. So LaRue at the line on the year, a 50% free throw shooter, albeit 2 for 4. He's now 2 for 5 as he misses that first free throw. He'll have another one, though. Coach Ransom having something to say to the official. As the next free throw is good by Damon. Harrison County now up 22-9 with 7:16 on the clock here in the first half. With the basketball, Jackson goes into the paint, puts up an off-balance shot. It's good, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. Very athletic shot that time by Bonnie Jackson. Makes it 22-11 and a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play by Jackson as well. Jackson on the season is a 52% free throw shooter, but he drains that one there. No big deal for him as the score goes to 22-12. Harrison County still in the lead a minute into the second quarter. Here's a lob by Lewis, a little too tall for Craycraft. Goes out of bounds. The 6th turnover for Harrison County here in the first half. Stockyards Bank and Trust has competitive home equity loans and home equity lines of credit. Ask a lender to learn more. That's Stockyards Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. With the basketball, Ransom at the elbow extended on the far side. He'll get it up top to Webb. Webb tries to get a shot off. It's going to be partially blocked, and Custard gets the rebound. LaRue on the wing, gets it up top now to Custard. Custard from the left elbow, fall-away jumper, no. And the rebound is going to be pulled in by Jackson. And before anyone can get to the basket, we're going to have a foul called on Harrison County. It's going to be on Lewis. That'll be Jay Sean's first. Going to call it a shooting foul. So Dalen Fields will be going to the line. Fields on the year, a 75% free throw shooter, best on the team. The lefty's first free throw, though, is no good.
Good jinx. Good jinx there.
Huh?
So that was a good jinx there.
I tried my best. Give all the credit in the world to our opponents from the free throw line. Second free try is good. Harrison County's lead down now to single digits at 22-13. 6:24 left to go in this first half of play. Here's a bad pass. It was too tall for Grubb, the intended receiver. Paris with the board. In the front court, Ransom has it, drops it. Loose ball on the floor is picked up by Paris. Over on the far side, shot put up and good by Fields. Fields with his 5th point makes the score 22-15. Harrison County's lead down to just 7. Into the front court comes Custard. Custard in the paint. Gets it down low to Craycraft, and Craycraft is going to be fouled by Webb. Back in the game, Smiley and Harris return for Harrison County. At El Paracutan, daily lunch specials in the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan a visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan. From his own baseline, Smiley to trigger the inbounds pass. Mason looking, lobs it to the timeline to Grubb. Now to Lewis, who will hand it off to Custard. In the corner, Smiley with it now. At the elbow, finds Lewis. Lewis goes to the basket and lays it in. Nice flash to the basket for his first bucket of the night. Harrison County's lead goes back out to 9 at 24-15. 5:37 left to go in the first half. Across the timeline with the basketball is Jackson. Jackson now at the elbow. Moves to the other elbow and now splits the defense with a pass, but the shot is no good by Fields. The rebound is brought down by Cordray Patterson. That shot's no good either. And this time with the basketball will be Smiley. In the front court, Smiley gets the ball to Harris. In the corner to Lewis. Lewis backs it back out again, gets it between the circles to Grubb, now to the left side to Harris. Thought about the long three, now takes that long three, good! Another Knuppwall three-pointer, the second of the night for Elijah Harris. Puts Harrison County up now 27-15, matching our largest lead of the ball game so far. Over to the far side, Jackson takes the ball. Now to Fields at the top of the key. Fields in the paint, lost the ball. Loose ball though, picked up by Patterson. Or make that Webb. His shot's no good, but he's going to be fouled. So Webb going to the line. Lewis picks up his second personal foul. Webb on the year is a 57% free throw shooter. First free throw is on the way and no good. Back in the game, LaRue returns for Harrison County. As Webb will attempt his second free throw try as soon as the Greyhounds get on the lane the way they're supposed to. Webb, a junior, free throw up and free throw good. Coming in the ball game now for the first time, Julius Gregory for Paris. Gregory, a 5'7" freshman, averaging 2.7 points per game. Score 27-16. 4:32 on the clock here in the first half, and as we come down the floor, Fields is going to be whistled for a foul as he was riding the hip of Elijah Harris. Second foul on Fields. From his own, or from the near sideline, Smiley gets the ball on the wing to Grubb. Back to Smiley to the basket, layup short. Rebound pulled down though by Harris. Harris has the ball back tapped away from behind, but it goes right to Smiley, to Custard, to Grubb, to the basket, good. Nice movement that time with that basketball by the Thoroughbreds. First 2 points of the game for Grubb. 29-16 now that we are approaching the midway point of the second quarter, and the ball is stolen by LaRue. And here we head the other way quickly. Smiley, left side, 12-footer off the flange. Long rebound is going to be picked up by Gregory, and Gregory is going to be fouled. A lot of slapping around tonight. That foul on LaRue, and that'll be Damon's second, prompting a move by Coach Brooks to get Craycraft back in the ball game. Like a good neighbor, Joe Cochran with State Farm is there. Get a new home or auto quote with Joe by calling 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Breds and Phillies. Inbounds pass will come to Jackson. His team down by a dozen. Jackson across the timeline inside the center circle, now moves to the foul line, to the block, forces up a terrible shot that's no good, and Custard gets the rebound. In the front court, a pass too hot to handle for Craycraft. Ball's turned over to Paris. Here's an outlet pass the other way, but a missed dunk by Webb. Well, he missed everything. Gregory gets the rebound, and now a little 10-footer put up no good by Paris. Custard with the rebound. And now Harrison County throws the ball away. Back the other way we go. Fields in the paint around Craycraft. His shot's no good, but he's fouled. And Gregory, or make that Fields, will go to the line for two. Both teams playing a little sloppily out there. Fields 1 for 2 from the line. Left-handers toes the line for the first of his 2 free throw tries. First one's on the way and good. Back in the game, Lewis returns. Also coming in for the first time for Paris, Andrew Johnson-Miles. Johnson-Miles, a 5'8 sophomore, averaging 2.6. Also in the game, Traden Murrell. Murrell, a 5'8 sophomore, averaging 1.2. Harrison County's lead, 29-18. With 3:15 left in the first half, and the second free throw by Fields goes through the net to crunch the lead for Harrison County down to just 10 at 29-19. A little token pressure by Paris. Harrison County breaks it. In the paint, Smiley throws the ball out towards Grubb, but he goes past the midcourt stripe for a turnover. That's the 5th turnover in the first 5 minutes of the second quarter for Harrison County. Coming in now for the Thoroughbreds, Jack Midden. Midden, a 5'7 sophomore, averaging 2.6 points per game. Inbounding the ball from in front of the stable will be Webb. He'll get it into the backcourt to Ransom. Ransom lobs the ball over into the corner to Johnson-Miles. Johnson-Miles in trouble, but he gets the ball to Jackson. Jackson in the paint, triple team, gets it out top once again to Patterson. Now to Ransom. To the left side, you'll find Johnson-Miles. Johnson-Miles hit part of the net, but not much more than that. And Grubb gets the rebound for the Thoroughbreds. Harris spins in the paint, gets it on the baseline to Craycraft. His 10-footer is short. Rebound pulled down by Johnson-Miles as we'll head the other way. And now Johnson-Miles ducked his head, which should be a charge, but they're going to call a blocking foul on Harrison County's Midden. That'll be Jack's first personal foul, and will send Johnson-Miles to the line for 2. Johnson-Miles on the year, a 43% free throw shooter. First free throw by the sophomore is going to bounce off. Well, do you have a big group to feed? The Beast Pizza is great for birthdays and parties. Just dial 235-7627 right now. That's 235.
Snap.
Good job. Second free throw good for Johnson-Miles.
Just have a little bit of a distraction behind me.
Yeah, here.
I'm going to get that taken care of real quick at halftime.
I think everybody would appreciate that. All right, 2:28 left to go in the first half. Harrison County leading 29-20. They have the ball as well. Lewis in the paint, lobs one down low to Craycraft, who puts it on the ground. You don't do that, Justin. Loose ball picked up by Paris. In the front court, Ransom. From the elbow, passes to the far side to Murrell. In the corner, a 3 by Webb is no good. Long rebound being batted around. And finally, Midden comes up with it. Jack gets it down low to Elijah Harris, who puts it in the basket. 8 points for Elijah as Harrison County's lead grows to 31-20. Shot put up no good by Paris, and Grubb once again will get the rebound. He's got 4 here in the first half. Harris to Lewis. A lot of frantic play going on. Here's a 3 by Midden from the corner. Oh! Another Canuck ball three-pointer, this time by Jack Midden. Puts Harrison County up 34-20 with 2:28 on the clock. And now whistle. Custard back in for Harrison County. Returning to the floor for Paris is Gregory. From the near sideline to inbounds the ball will be Ransom. He'll get it into the hands of Webb. Webb takes his time in between the circles, pass the left side to Ransom. Now he'll fire a 3. Good. Jakari Ransom's first points of the night. Draws his team back to within 11 at 34-23. I got a 30-second timeout by Paris, so we'll keep it right here. Harrison County's led all the way, and most of the time somewhere between 8 and 12 points, and right now up by 11. They've been here for Farmers since 1916, and they're here for you now. Farm Credit Mid-America. Contact Mike Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit efarmcredit.com. Once again, homecoming festivities on Friday will be in between the girls and boys games against our counterparts from Pendleton County. But it's also a very huge district game for our girls. So come on up at 6 o'clock or a little bit before and support your Phillies against the Lady Cats of Pendleton County. Stay for homecoming and then stay for the Breds game against the Wildcats. Facing full court pressure, the inbounds pass comes to Harris. He'll get it back to Lewis. Lewis in the front court finds Custard. Custard spins around his defender, goes into the paint, stops, puts up a 10-footer, bounces in, and he's fouled. And Caden has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play as he puts his team up 36-23. Nice move that time by the senior with 2:07 left on the year. Custard, an 80% free throw shooter, and you can mark it down a little bit higher than that as he makes the free throw, 37-23. Couple of minutes left to go in the first half. Over on the far side, Webb has the basketball. He'll get between the circles now to Ransom. Ransom double teamed near the timeline. Now gets it to the elbow to Fields. Now back on the wing, Ransom for a long three, good.
He likes that spot.
Yep, he's found another three for Ransom. Gets his team back to within 11 at 37-26. And now a steal by Paris in the front court, going to the basket. Missing the shot, though, was Webb. Webb gets his own rebound. Now he loses control. Loose ball goes all the way out to the far side. Here's a shot put up good by Webb. Andy is fouled. And Webb will have a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Gets his team back to within 9 at 37-28. With 1:22 on the clock. We'll try to make it an 8-point game. Webb 1 for 2 from the line, making 1 for 3. As he misses that free throw, Grubb with his 4th rebound of the second quarter. With some pressure, Custer gets it in the front court to Smiley, now to Harris. Harris, ball fake, moves to the elbow, jump shot, good. 10 points for Elijah. Harrison County's lead goes back out to 11 at 39-28 with just over a minute to go until halftime. Inside the center circle is Gregory. Goes to the far sideline. Now pitches it back to the near side to Jackson. Jackson to the top of the key to Ransom. Ransom backs it back out near the center circle to reset the offense. Lobs it to the far corner to Webb. Now on the wing to Gregory. In the near side, Jackson for three. No good. And Harris gets the rebound for Harrison County. In the front court, Lewis to the right side to Smiley for three. Oh, short this time. But Grubb is there for the rebound, goes back up and misses it.
Right back up.
Gets his rebound again, and this time he's going to be fouled. Good tenacity that time being showed by Grubb as he kept after those offensive boards.
Get these big guys to go right back up with that thing.
Yeah. Grubb going to the line. This will be his first trip there tonight. On the year, he is a 66% free throw shooter. First free throw is no good off the flange. Coming in now, Plenty for Paris. He's seen some action. Also, Rice back in the game for the Greyhounds for the final 23 seconds of the half.
It'd be cool if they had a guy named Good. You could say Good and Plenty coming in. Hey.
That would get old after about the first half, I think. Second free throw by Grubb is going to be good. He has 3 points, but Harrison County with a 40-28 lead with under 20 seconds to go in the first half. With the basketball now inside the center circle is Ransom. He gets it in the corner. Here's a three fired up by Rice, no good. And Fields gets the rebound, and now we're going to have a foul called.
No,
it's not a foul.
Yeah, he stepped on the baseline.
Oh, stepped on baseline.
Yeah.
So the turnover gives the ball back to Harrison County. That's only the second turnover of the second quarter for Paris. Inbounds pass with 5 comes to Custard. Custard races up the floor, goes to the basket. His layup is no good with 0.6 seconds on the clock, but he's hammered and will go to the line for 2. Foul is going to be called on Fields. That'll be Fields' third. Aggressive. Custard, 1 for 1 at the line. Looking for his 10th point. First one's on the way and no good. He'll have another, however. Right now, Harrison County up 40-28. Second free throw's on the way and also no good. There's a three-quarter court shot, no good by Elijah Webb. But that will bring us to the end of the first half with your score. Harrison County 40, and Paris 28. If nothing else, it's been exciting going up and down the floor as much as these guys like to. We invite you to join us now for our halftime show. We'll go over all the scoring and stats from this first half of play from here on the hilltop. But once again, your halftime score, Harrison County 40, Paris 28. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WC Wayne Sports.
Since 1918.
All right, back here at the hilltop, Harrison County has led all the way in this one. Right now by a score of 40-28 as they just can't seem to put the Greyhounds away. A lot of sloppy play out there in the first half, but we lead, and that's what's important. Taking a look at the scoring, first for Paris, they have 3 players who have 7 points apiece. Dalen Fields, Monty Jackson, and Elijah Webb. And Jakari Ransom just 1 point shy of that with 6. I think that Andrew Johnson-Miles has that 1 point that Ransom is looking at. He has 7 as he has 1 point. Also playing but not scoring, Julius Gregory, Traden Murrell, Cordray Patterson, Damon Plenty, and Quentin Rice. Meanwhile, the Thoroughbreds are paced by Caden Custer, who has 9 point. No, I take it back. Elijah Webb, who has 10 point. Not Webb. Elijah Harris. I'll get it straight here in a second. Elijah Harris with 10 points leads the Thoroughbreds. He's got 2 trays. 9 points for Caden Custard. Also scoring for the Breds, Damon LaRue has 6. 4 points for Justin Craycraft, and 3 points apiece for Mason Smiley, Braxton Grubb, and Jack Bitten, with Jay Sean Lewis contributing a couple of points as well as everyone who played scored in the first half for the Breds. That's the way the individual numbers break down. We'll take a break and come back and take a look at the team stats right after this. You're listening to the State Farm with Joe Cochran halftime show on WCYN Sports. All righty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County leading by a score of 40-28. Let's now take a look at the team stats as they are here in the first half. Harrison County was 15 out of 29, a very good 51.7%. They made 5 of 11 from three-point range. Meanwhile, Paris struggling from the floor. They are just 9 for 35. That's 25.7%. They tried 13 trays and made 3 of them. From the free throw line, Harrison County was 5 out of 9. That's 55.6%, while Paris from the charity stripe was 7 of 11. That's 63.6%. Turnovers, Harrison County had 12 turnovers in the first half. Meanwhile, for Paris, 6 turnovers, half of Harrison County's amount. And Harrison County wins the rebounding battle in the first half, 23-16. 10 offensive and 6 defensive rebounds for Paris. They were led in rebounding in the first half by Elijah Webb, who has 4 boards here at the break. Meanwhile, 8 offensive and 15 defensive rebounds for Harrison County. Braxton Grubb has grabbed 7 rebounds to lead his team in that particular statistic. So there you have it. Those are the stats that reflect 40-28 Harrison County lead here on the Hilltop. Well, the Thoroughbreds are back out on the floor warming up. We await the return of Paris. So what we'll do right now is take a break and come back with the third quarter handoff right after this timeout. But once again, your halftime score, Harrison County 40, Paris 28. You've been listening to the halftime show brought to you by Joe Cochran out at State Farm on WCYN Sports.
5
Making
seconds.
sense of investing. Remember, SIPC.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, we're just about ready to get the third quarter started in this game that Harrison County leads 40-28. Once again, the Breds will be back in action on Friday night. They'll be the back half of a girl-boy doubleheader that'll have homecoming festivities in between. So a big night coming up this coming Friday as Pendleton County will be the opponent for the Breds and the Phillies. Phillies taking a tough one on the chin last night.
No.
Oh,
Gosh,
wait.
that hurt.
Led 48-37 going into the fourth quarter. And things didn't go well after that as Mason County scored 17 straight points and went ahead to win. So hopefully a good learning experience. Alrighty, Harrison County with the basketball. Here's Smiley, a three, try good.
That's a good start.
Another Knupwall three-pointer by Mason Smiley. And Harrison County's lead grows to 43-28. 7:40 left to go in the third. With the basketball now, Jackson goes to the basket. His layup is good.
Good move.
Monty Jackson with 9 points. Narrows the gap to 43-30. And now we're going to have a foul underneath the basket on the other side of the floor. It's going to be called on Patterson. That'll be Cordry Patterson's first personal foul. Elijah Harris going to the line. This will be his first trip to the night. On the year, a 72% free throw shooter. Already has 10 points, 4 below his season's average. His first free throw here, though, is good. Stretching Harrison County's lead out to 44-30 with 7:28 on the clock. Number 13's second free throw try will also be in. Harrison County up 45-30, matching their largest lead of the ball game so far. Into the front court with the basketball comes Ransom. Ransom inside the arc on the right side, goes to the baseline. A no-look pass gets away from Patterson, and Harrison County picks up the ball. Quickly, Custard in the front court. A floater in the lane is good. Cade with 11. Harrison County's lead grows to 47-30. We've played a minute of the third quarter. Now trapped against the sideline as Ransom tries a pass down low to Webb, but it's going to be beyond him and out of bounds. So another turnover committed by the Greyhounds. Coming back in will be Plenty for Paris.
So that was almost a really good escape from that. Just a little,
Almost.
little high.
You got to get it right into the chest.
That's right.
With the basketball across the timeline comes Harris. Lobs it to Custard at the top of the key. Custard fans the ball to the left side to Smiley. Smiley back up top to Harris once again. He'll back it up to reset the offense. Over on the far sideline finds LaRue. Now to Smiley in front of the stable. Back up top to LaRue once again. Damon goes inside the arc. Now backs it back out beyond it and gives the ball to Custard in front of his own bench. Caden to Smiley to the far sideline to Harris. Harris takes a dribble. Now gets to the top of the key to Grubb once again. Braxton to LaRue. LaRue in the wing to Smiley. Down low to Custard. And before Custard can go up for a shot, he is going to be fouled. That foul is going to be assessed to Plenty, and that'll be Damon Plenty's third personal foul. Just a common foul, they're going to say. So Smiley will inbounds the ball from his own baseline. Lobs it up top to Grubb. Grubb in between the circles now to Custard. Custard being guarded very closely by Jackson. Gets the ball over on the right side. In the paint, stops and pops from 12. No, but a foul is going to be assessed, and I think it's going to be on Plenty.
I believe it is.
And it is. And that'll be Damon Plenty's fourth personal foul. So Custard back to the line where he is struggling tonight, for him anyway. Just 1 out of 3.
Caden Custard in line for Harrison County shooting 2 shots.
I don't like the way you guys are looking at me. First free throw is off the mark.
Tried to reverse jinx and it didn't work.
Yeah, I did. Doing my best, Caden. You'll have another, however. Harrison County up 47-30. Second free throw will be good. There you go. Harrison County up 48-30. As we go under the 6-minute mark of this third quarter. With the basketball in the front court, Ransom lobs it in the corner. Now racing to the basket is Webb. His shot is going to be good, but was the foul before the shot?
He stepped out before.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds?
That's what this guy's saying.
Nope, they're going to say the foul's on Custard,
Okay.
but it was
Forced him
not
out.
a shooting foul.
Gotcha. Forced him.
So just a common foul. Paris maintains possession. From his own baseline, Ransom will try to get the ball in bounds. His team down by 18 now. They trailed by 12 at the half. In the corner with the basketball is Plenty, and now a pass intended down low is kicked out of bounds by the Thoroughbreds. Cynthiana Hardee's wants you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. They've got the best burgers in town. That's Hardee's in Cynthiana.
I think I'll do that tomorrow.
With the basketball, Webb up top to Fields. Fields in the paint, travels, no call, but there will be a foul called on Braxton Grubb. That'll be Grubb's first personal, and will also send Fields back to the line where he's 3 for 4. 3 of his 7 points, which is already 2 above his season's average. First free throw by the left-hander is off the front of the rim, no good. Both teams having difficulties from the charity stripe tonight. Second free throw is on the way, and this one will be good. Narrowing Harrison County's lead to 48-31. Some full court pressure being applied by the Greyhounds, but Harris is able to break it as he gets it into the front court to Grubb. Up top now to Custard. Custard fires one inside, but it's going to be picked off by Ransom. Just like a linebacker waiting on a pass to come his way. Fields lobs the ball, and Custer trying to go for the steal, gets there a hair late and fouls Jackson.
That was like a linebacker.
Yeah,
getting
hit by.
Making a tackle.
Right. See some hitting Sunday, that's for sure.
That's right. I'm going to watch Nickelodeon.
Oh, really? I thought about doing that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, they've been doing that the last couple of years.
I don't want to listen to Tony Romo.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's a little silly.
Not good different, but just different.
It's silly.
With the basketball, Jackson goes in the paint. A floater from 10 is off the back of the flange, no good. But Webb is there for the rebound. His putback is no good. And now coming down with the rebound is Braxton Grubb. And as we come up the floor, Custard goes down hard. He gets up, but talking about football.
No kidding.
Cade's been hit so many times in football that something like that's just another play. Except no pads, no helmet, that there is a
hardwood.
difference. And hardwood, yeah. The football field is a little bit softer than the basketball floor. But Caden gets up. He's kind of favoring that ankle a little bit. Yeah. We'll see how things play out. Smiley in the corner to LaRue. LaRue gets it back up top to Grubb. Now to the right side to Custard. In the corner, he'll find Harris. Harris looking for LaRue. Finds Grubb in the paint. Grubb triple teamed and now will travel. And just got himself in a mess there. 14 turnovers now for the Breds as Craycraft will check back in the ballgame. They'll bring Custard out and probably take a look at him.
Yeah.
But he is just a slight bit gimpy coming off the floor. If you're fed up, call Canup. Canup Law promises to treat you with care, respect, and dignity in whatever legal situation you're in. Visit them at canuplaw.com. Fields with the basketball, gets it in the paint. Plenty drops it off into the hands of Jackson, who goes to the basket and lays it in. Jackson gets his team back to within 15 at 48-33 as we get closer to the midway point of this third quarter. Here's a bounce pass to the far sideline to LaRue, who gets it in the front court to Grubb. Grubb to the top of the key to Harris. Ball fake, goes down to the block. His shot's no good. A lot of contact, and Plenty will get the rebound. In the front court with the basketball from the corner. A three by Webb is way off the mark, and Grubb picks up his 9th rebound. In the backcourt with the basketball is Harris. Gets it to the far side in front of the stable to Elijah. Now to Grubb, to Smiley up top. Gives the ball to Craycraft, who he was trying to pass the ball to LaRue, but at the very last second, Plenty got in the way and messed up Justin's timing to give the ball back to Paris as Lewis will return to the floor. Stockyards Bank and Trust has competitive home equity loans and home equity lines of credit. Ask a lender to learn more at Stockyards Bank and Trust, member FDIC,
Equal housing
lender. It's like an echo in here.
I've always wanted to do that. Equal housing lender.
Jakari Ransom with the basketball. Shouts out the play before crossing the timeline. Now it's picked up defensively by Smiley. 48-33, Harrison County up by 15. 3:28 left to go in the third. Ransom lobs the ball over to the far side to Jackson. Now gets the ball to Fields in the corner. Fields up top to Ransom for a three-point try. Good.
They can hit that.
Third tray for Ransom. And the Greyhounds are back to within a dozen at 48-36. 3:12 left to go here in the third. With the basketball, Smiley over on the near side. You get between the circles to Harris, to the right side to LaRue. LaRue inside the arc, kicks it on the wing to Smiley. Smiley in the paint, a fall away 12-footer is off the mark, no good. And the rebound will go out of bounds. Last touch by the Thoroughbreds. So Paris will get the ball back with a chance to draw even closer. As Traden Murrell checks back in. He saw a few minutes of action in the first quarter. Ball being rolled to Jakai Ransom, who picks it up. Now across the timeline. Gets pushed by Smiley. Now at the top of the key, before Ransom can get off a shot, we're going to have an illegal screen set. Or did they call a foul on Smiley?
Oh, yeah.
That'll be Smiley's first personal foul.
Pushed him in the back after it happened.
And was it a technical foul?
They gave the intentional sign.
Intentional because of the push-off.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Jakari Ransom will shoot the free throws. Ransom on the year, a 59% free throw shooter, and misses the first. Because only the second intentional foul we've had called this year. Second free try by Ransom is also no good. So the score will remain Harrison County leading 48-36 with 2:48 left in the third as Custard will return to the floor. Paris obviously will have the ball as well. Looking to get the ball in bounds is Ransom, but get it to the foul line to Patterson. Back to the left side to Ransom for a long three. This time it's a little short, and Grubb is there to pick up the rebound. Into the front court with the basketball now comes Custard up top to Harris. Harris makes his move, now gets it in the corner to Custard for a three-point try. Good. Another Kanapwa three-pointer for the Thoroughbreds. And Harrison County's lead grows now to 51-38. 2:21 left to go, or 36, excuse me. 2:21 left to go in the third. Here's a pass inside, picked off by Lewis. Jay Sean gets the ball in the front court. Smiley races to the basket but cannot make the shot. The rebound is pulled down by Webb. And here come the Greyhounds again. Down by 15 with a couple of minutes left to go in the third. And now a foul is going to be called on Lewis for trying to grab around his defender. That'll be third foul on Lewis. He's the first Thoroughbred to pick up 3 personal fouls. Fields has 3 and Plenty has 4 for Paris. Going back to the line will be Jakari Ransom, who's 0 for 2. His team down by 15. Still lots of time left in this ball game. We got a whole quarter to go. First free throw is good. Back in the game, Fields returns, as does Monty Jackson. Also, Traden Murrell back in the game as well. 51-37. Second free throw for Ransom is on the way, and this one is good as well. 51-38. Harrison County's lead down to a baker's dozen. Harris with the basketball against full court pressure. Being tracked by Jackson. Stops shy of the midcourt stripe. Now lobs in the front court to Smiley. Smiley to Custard. Down low to Lewis. Ball fake goes up. Misses the shot. Grubb with the rebound. Put back good. Great play that time by Braxton. He has 11 rebounds on the night, including that one right there. And now a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play as he puts his team up 53-38. Grubb is 1 for 2 from the line tonight. This happening with 1:46 on the clock here in the third. Free throw up, free throw, perfect. Good job, Braxton. 54-38. Harrison County up by 16. In the front court, Ransom gets the ball to Webb, whose floater is no good, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, no good. And this time, coming down with the rebound, will be Braxton Grubb. And now the ball is out of bounds off of Harrison County. Now we went off consultation with the other official, or I thought he was, but nope.
I mean, it went off 23's foot, but I mean, I can see how it's missed.
So still a conversation going on, and Coach Brooks wants a timeout. We'll take it as well. 1:31 left to go in the third. Your score, Harrison County 54, Paris 38. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports.
Okay, back in
I
five
don't know.
seconds.
I had to ask the boss.
Or Ag Credit
We missed the last 4 or 5
Online.com.
because basketball games have been on. Right. All right, as we get back to action, Harris down 54-38. They'll have the basketball with 91 seconds left to go in the third. Harrison County has led all the way in this one, but just haven't been able to get that one run to make things comfortable. Ransom with the basketball up top. Goes to the elbow, into the paint, 12-footer, no. Lewis with the rebound for Harrison County. And now the ball taken away by the Greyhounds. Going to the basket, laying it in is the freshman Fields. He has 10 and gets his team back to within 14 at 54-40. 1:04 left in the third. From the corner, Grubb for three. Count it down.
Braxton.
Another Canuck ball three-pointer by the Thoroughbreds. This one by Braxton Grubb, which puts his team back up by 17 at 57-40. 49 seconds left to go in the third. With the basketball, Jackson. He'll get it into the corner. This time to Murrell. Murrell now lobs it to Jackson. Jackson from the block. Has a shot blocked from behind by Lewis. Woo! Elijah Harris with the rebound. He'll get it all the way to the
And
basket.
one.
Shot good, and he's fouled on that shot high off the glass. So good play by Elijah. It's Harrison County maybe starting to pull away now as they lead 59-40. An old-fashioned three-point try coming up for Harris as LaRue checks back into the ball game. Harris 2 for 2 from the line tonight. He's matched his season's average with 14. Now a loose ball gets away.
A loose ball from the stable.
Yeah. Well, it's good that a kid is in the stable.
Yeah.
Except he's going back. Nope, he's in the top row.
Yeah.
One just got away from him. Harris's free throw is up and good. Give him 15 on the night and an even 20-point lead for the Thoroughbreds. With the basketball in the front court with 20 seconds left is Jackson. Jackson splits the defense, goes to the basket with a Euro step. Should be a travel, and it is.
They called it.
So give the ball back to the Thoroughbreds, who may go for the last shot of the quarter with just 15.9 seconds left. Inbounds pass comes to Harris. Harris being harassed in the backcourt by Jackson. And now we're going to have a foul called on Jackson for overguarding. That'll be his second personal foul. For Paris, Gregory set to return to the floor after this first free throw by Harris. Elijah now 3 for 3 from the line.
Elijah Harris at the line for Harrison County, shooting 2 shots.
Toes the line, does number 13. Free throw up and good.
Give you a little good news
Yes.
to the start of UK. They're up by 9 early, 15-6, I guess.
Okay. Well-
Dillingham's already hit a couple of threes. So.
It is Vandy.
Well, I know, but I'll take
Okay.
anything right now.
Yeah, you got that right. Second free throw is also good by Harris, extending Harrison County's lead to 62-40. 7 seconds left into the front court. Ransom drops the ball. Loose ball picked up by Custard. Gets it to Harris to the basket. Shot no good with 1 second left, but he's fouled. And we'll go to the line. That foul on Murrell. That'll be Murrell's first personal.
Elijah Harris at the line
Harris,
for
5 for 5 from the line, has 17 points.
What's his season free throw? I'm sure you've said it already.
Yeah, 72%.
Okay.
First free throw is good. As a team, the Thoroughbreds at 67%, which is okay.
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. You wish it was more 3 of a 4.
Yeah.
But we'll take 2 out of 3. Second free throw upcoming for Elijah is on the way, and this one is good as well. Give him 19 on the night. 1 second left. Inbounds pass to Ransom. A three-quarter court shot is no good. So at the end of 3 quarters of play, your score, Harrison County 64, Paris 40. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WC1. Alrighty, as we begin the 4th quarter of play, Harrison County has extended what at one time was a close game into what's starting to turn into a rout. And Paris will have the basketball. Down by 24 from the block. Shot put up by Murrell is good. First points of the game for Trade Murrell. Makes the score 64-42. 7:49 left in the front court. Grubb out top to LaRue. LaRue to Custard in between the circles. Caden fires a long 3, short, and the rebound is picked up by Ransom. Ransom in the front court, lost control of the basketball. Loose ball picked up by the Thoroughbreds. In the front court with the ball comes Custard. As he calls out the thumbs up play. He'll move it back near the center circle. Pass over to the far side to LaRue. On the wing in front of the stable to Harris. Up top to Grubb. Grubb to the left side, long range to Lewis. He'll find LaRue. LaRue now between the circles to Grubb. Passes to the far side to Harris. All this happening beyond the perimeter. Now to the far hash mark to Lewis. Pass down low to Custard. Ball spins out. No good. Harris with the rebound. His putback is no good, but he is going to be fouled. Foul's going to be called on Elijah Webb. That'll be his second. And send Harris back to the line.
Elijah Harris is the line for
He is now 7 of 7, all 7 coming in the 3rd quarter. First free throw by the senior is on the way and good. As Smiley checks back in, Harris gets his 20th point and puts his team back out on top, 65-42. We got just under 7 minutes to go in this contest. Second free throw for Elijah is on the way and bounces in there. Nice shooter's touch that time by Harris. Harrison County up now 66-42. Cross timeline with the basketball comes Ransom. Veers over to the right side where he hand the ball off to Johnson Miles. And now he'll try to get the ball to Fields, but Grubb was standing in the way and knocks it out of bounds. Grubb's been all over the place tonight.
How many
Good
rebounds?
game. Not right now at 12.
12,
He's
yeah.
got 9 points. We need to get another point.
Yeah.
With the basketball, Johnson Miles up top. He'll find Patterson for 3. Make that whip for 3, no good. Ball knocked away, and Smiley goes and gets the rebound, and Harrison County almost turned it over. In the front court, LaRue dumps it off to Grubb.
He's trying to get it to
and
Grubb.
now the ball does get away. In the front court with the basketball going to the basket, and missing the layup is Paris, but we're going to have a foul called on the rebound on the Thoroughbreds, I am afraid. It's going to be on Grubb. That'll be Braxton's second. Justin Craycraft will re-enter the game. Like a good neighbor, Joe Cochran with State Farm is there. Get a new home or auto quote with Joe by calling 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Breds and Phillies. Inbounds pass comes into the corner to Ransom, and Ransom drains another tray. That's 4 for him tonight. He has 14 points overall. Gets his team back to within 21 at 66-45. 6:11 left to go. Harris down low to Craycraft, puts it up and good. Give the assist to Harris. The points to Craycraft, his 6th. And Harrison's lead grows back out to 68-45. 5:57 on the clock. With the basketball in between the circles is Ransom. Ransom thought about the three, now it goes into the paint. Lobs went up from 12, no good. And Smiley gets the rebound for the Thoroughbreds. He'll bring it into the front court himself. Now waits on the rest of his team. Lob to the near sideline to LaRue. Back near the timeline, this side of the circle to Custard. Custard once again calls out the play. Pass to the far side to Smiley, on the wing to Harris. Harris goes to the block. His shot off the glass is good. 23 points for Elijah Harris in the ball game. Harrison County up 70-45 now. 5:18 left with the basketball. Ransom over to the far side, finds Webb. Webb goes around Craycraft, and I think they're going to have Craycraft for sticking out a knee.
Yeah.
That'll be Justin's second personal foul. Now coming in the game, Patterson returns for Paris. At El Paracutan, daily lunch specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan to visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan. When we went there Sunday, they were lined up out the door.
I believe it.
With the basketball in the paint, here's a lob shot put up no good by Paris. But there with the rebound is Webb. His putback is no good, but he's going to be fouled. Foul on Craycraft.
Oh.
That'll be his third.
I mean, that's terrible.
Webb,
I mean,
2
Caden maybe fouled him. Justin
Yeah.
did not.
No, he wasn't even near. And I think the officials are talking about that very same thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Custer, that's more logical. It's one of those where Justin went, what? I wasn't even close. So, but they got it right.
Yeah,
That's the
did.
important thing. Webb 2 for 4 from the line, has 7 points, all coming in the first half, came in averaging 13. So we've kind of shut him down tonight. 5:02 left. First free throw by number 22 is good. Makes the score 70-46. Second free throw for the junior is good as well. 70-47. Harrison County still with a commanding lead. Against full court pressure, Harris brings the ball up the floor and gets it to LaRue in the front court to Smiley. Smiley on the baseline to Custard. He'll bring it back out front to reset the offense. Gets it to the far side of the circle to LaRue. LaRue now, and we're going to have a foul called on Craycraft. That'll be 4 on Justin now, who's been in the wrong place at the wrong time on all his fouls here in the second half.
Might give it a little shoulder there.
Eh,
A little shoulder.
well, we're not babies out there. Allow a little contact. It's okay.
Big guy gets a little guy. Little guy
That's
gets a
right.
call every now and then.
Ransom fires a 3. Good. 5 threes on the night for Jakari Ransom as he gets his team back to within 20 at 70-50. But only 4:26 left. In the front court, LaRue gets the ball to Custard. Custard lobs the ball in the corner to Harris. Harris lobs the ball inside and to no one in particular.
Trying to get it to Justin, but
7 turnovers in the second half for the Breds and 19 overall in the game as Jay Sean Lewis returns. Well, do you have a big group to feed? The Beast Pizza is great for birthdays and parties. Just dial 235-7627 right now. That's 235.
snap.
Okay, I didn't know what you were doing. All of a sudden,
I
there's
didn't
a
touch
crackle.
it. I didn't touch it.
Here's a 3 put up, no good. And on the rebound, we're going to have a
just gonna
foul
go.
called on Monty Jackson. Yes. So it'll be Monty's 5th personal foul. So Jackson checks out with 11 points, 2 below his season's average. But will check out with 4:03 left and his team down 70-50. Lewis in the front court gets the ball to Smiley,
got away
who
from
can't catch up with that pass that was led just a little bit too much. Now, Jay Sean, if you're going to be quarterback, you can't be doing that. But 20 turnovers exactly now for the Breds. That'll be something that Coach Brooks will not be happy about. Ransom with the basketball up top. Falls back for a three. No good this time. And LaRue will get the rebound for the Thoroughbreds to Smiley. To the right side to Harris. Harris back near the timeline to Custard. On the far side of the midcourt circle, he'll set the offense. Custard inside the center circle to Smiley, to the left side to LaRue in front of his own bench. Now back up top to Craycraft. He'll put up a three-point try. Good! Another up-wall three-pointer by the Thoroughbreds. That time by Justin Craycraft. And Harrison County's lead now grows to 73-50. 3:18 on the clock. Breds appear to be well on their way to their 10th win of the year against 12 losses, while Paris will drop to 6-14. With the basketball in the paint is Webb, and a foul is going to be called on Custard, who was just in the wrong place.
Now they're going to call on.
Oh, it's on Craycraft again.
Number 40, Justin Craycraft.
He ran right into him. I mean, he kind of didn't play defense.
4 on him.
For Paris,
Wow.
number 22,
Webb at the
shooting
line.
2 shots.
He is 4 of 6 from the line today. With 3 minutes left, his first free throw is no good. He'll have another, however. And the official saying something to Webb, who must have said something amiss. But another free throw upcoming for the junior Webb. As we said, a fantastic football player. Free throw up and good. Makes it 73-51. Just 3 minutes left with the basketball. Custard lobs it down low to Lewis. And Lewis traveled, sure did. He was waiting for Dalen Fields to get up in the air, which he did. It just took him a long time to come down. And by the time he came down, Jay Sean took an extra step. So Paris with the basketball, trailing by 22. Ransom, who's had a big night from beyond the arc, will bring the ball into the front court. Be picked up by Smiley defensively. Now drifts to the left side, long range, gets it in the corner to Rice. Rice fires a three, no good off the flange, and the rebound is picked up by Webb. He'll go back up with it, shot no good, and with the rebound now is Jay Sean Lewis. Reds in the front court, Custard in between the circles, gets to the left side to Lewis. Lewis, a baseball pass down low to Craycraft, and Craycraft is going to be pushed from behind by Patterson. That'll be Patterson's second personal
technical foul.
Paris fouls on number 25, Corbin Patterson.
So technical foul
25, Patterson.
called on Patterson.
Yeah.
So Patterson will pick up his third personal foul. Now Coach Ransom asking the official, what did he say or what did he do? I didn't see him do anything, so he must have said something then towards. Craycraft back to the line. He's 2 for 2.
Justin Craycraft shooting 2 shots.
First one's on the way and good. 10 points for Justin tonight. Makes it 74-51.
Missed that one.
Second free throw is no good. Going to shoot the technical free throws. Well, Craycraft is standing at the free throw line. I guess they don't get free throws for a player getting a technical. But we do get the ball back. 2:20 left to go. 74-51. Harrison County leads. They've led since the very get-go. Smiley in the front court on the far sideline to Harris. He'll get it in the corner to Smiley. Back up top to Harris from the elbow. Ball fake. Goes inside. Puts up a shot. Good from about 10 feet away.
Basket by Harris.
That will give him 25 on the night. 76-51. 1:58 on the clock. With the basketball. A block. Rebound picked up by Harris. In the front court, goes to the basket. His shot's no good, but he's going to be fouled as the shock troop's about to check in for the Breds. Foul's going to be called on Rice. That'll be his second. So Harris back to the line where he's made a living tonight. 7, 8, 9 for 9.
Make it 10.
First free throw
And
is good. You almost jinxed him.
That's why I whispered.
Coming in now for the Thoroughbreds, Landon Kinney, 6'1 sophomore. Mason Wright, 6'3 junior. Jack Biddens back in the game. He saw some action in the first half. And I think that's everybody. Second free throw upcoming for Harris as he spins the ball in his hands. His second free throw is going to bounce in there as well. Makes the score 77, or 78, excuse me, to 51. And just a minute 50 left to go. Up the floor with the basketball for the Greyhounds will come Rice. Rice hands the ball off to Gregory, who's back in the game. Now a pitch to the left side to Rice for a three. Good shot. Quentin Rice with a long-range tray. Makes the score 78 to 54 with a minute 24 left. Lewis to the basket, has the ball back tapped away from behind. Loose ball picked up by Craycraft. Misses the first put up, but makes the second. Adding on to his stats with those two shots. Makes it 80 now to 54. Just a minute 5 left. With the basketball up top is Paris. That's Rice who has it. Rice on the wing. Goes inside the arc.
Good little pass.
And now we're going to have a bumping foul on Adrian Fisher, who was fouled by Harrison County. That's on Landon Kinney. That'll be Kinney's first. So Fisher going to the line for the first time tonight on the year. He is 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Sophomore averaging a half a point a game. Misses the first free throw. Second one upcoming with 53 seconds left to go. Second free throw is going to be good by Fisher. So he gets his name into the scorebook. Makes it 80 to 55 with under a minute to go. Harrison County in the lead. Kinney with the basketball, hands it off to Midden. Midden goes up the floor on the far sideline. Now kicks it inside the center circle to Kinney. Kinney looking for help. Lobs to the foul line to Craycraft. Craycraft down low to Lewis. Nice pass. Lewis makes the basket and will have a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. All set up by Craycraft's great pass. Makes it 82 to 55. With 36 seconds on the clock, Lewis to the line for the first time tonight. On the year, he's a 65% free throw shooter and makes the free throw to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Makes it 83 to 55. 30 seconds left. At the basketball, turnaround jumper by Fisher is good. So Fisher, another basket. Makes the score 83 to 57.
That one got knocked off of Jay Sean's leg, so Paris ball.
So another turnover for Harrison County. That's 10 here in the second half, 22 altogether. With the basketball, a steal by Lewis. Now a no-look pass to Midden. With 10 seconds left, he'll hold up and let the clock wind down as Harrison County will win this game by a final score of 83 to 57 as they pulled away throughout the length of the fourth quarter to win by this 26-point margin. Good win by the Breds as they improve to 10-12 on the season. Meanwhile, Paris will drop to 6-14. We invite you to stay tuned now for our post-game show. We'll go over all the scoring and stats from this ball game, as well as have a chat with a member of the Harrison County coaching staff. We'll also name our Judy Construction Company player of the game as well. All that coming up after this timeout, but once again from here on the hilltop, your final score, Harrison County 83, Paris 57. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports.
You have been listening to